Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Quantum Leap Futures morning leap session for Thursday, May 26, 2016. My name is Doug McKay. I'm the founder of Quantum Leap Futures. Each morning we come together in these live sessions to take a look at the market macro to micro, structure of the market, drill down to the targets for the day, the trade levels, and the hypotheses. This is a subscription room, so if you want to come and check us out, I'll put up my contact information in just 1 second. Before I do, please read through the disclaimer. Nobody at Quantum Leap is a certified trading advisor. We are retail traders operating within self-organized environment. Past performance is not indicative of future results, and please trade your own trade plan, your own risk metrics, and all trades are for education purposes only. Okay. So my contact information, quantumleapfutures@gmail.com. There's no website, there's no blog. This is not a commercial venture. We do this live session each morning, and then we do live trading and analysis during the course of the day. You will need a Skype account, so send me a Skype request at Doug_McKay. I'll be the one from Windsor, Ontario, Canada. If you like this video, there's a couple of years of them. You can see our past performance up on YouTube. Just do search Quantum Leap Futures, and if you like what I do, follow me on Twitter at Crazy2, spelled with a K. All right. Yesterday, our main hypothesis was a move down into the 1277 to 2077 and a quarter to 2075, and find responsive buyers and grind back up through into the 86 and chop around between the 86 and the 90 area. Hypo 2 was a gap and go, a move down, hold the 79, 78 area, and then rotate up through up into this 94, possibly late day probe up into the 98, which was our 20-period ATR upside target. Well, we didn't really get much of a rotation, but Hypo 2 definitely kicked in, and we rotated up. We had our gap and go day, got up into that 90 area, and then basically chopped around there, between there and our key line in the sand above, which was at the 86.75, and basically we chopped the rest of the day with a late day probe up into finally breaking the IB high at 92.50, and then came back down, and we closed at the 87 and a quarter. So Hypo 2 played out pretty much, didn't get the little bit of a rotation down, didn't get the late day probe up into the 94 and 98 area, but basically Hypo 2 yesterday. Each morning I like to take a look at the market macro with a simple candlestick chart. 9 EMA, 20 MSA, start at EMA, I should say, 20, 9 EMA, 20 SMA, I can say that. And I start with monthly. I'm looking for slope and separation, where we are within the trend, where the trend is being violated, what type of continuation pattern. There is a bit of a W pattern setting up here now on the monthly. We are above the 9 and the 20 again. We do have a MA hug going on. We are at a decision point, but right now we're holding above that decision point. So this is looking for a possibility of a continuation move up. On the weekly, you can see we've got slope and separation. We came back and tested the 9. We bounced off the 9. This is a continuation pattern on the weekly, and we do have a trend on the weekly. We went into consolidation with a slightly downward trend for the last week and a half, thereabouts. Now we've bounced and we've broken above the 9 and the 20 and starting a continuation pattern up. And we're starting to get some separations, a little bit of slope. We do have a naked cross down here at 1257.50. It'd be nothing for us to come back down here and test this without violating, the overall upward skew that we've got in the marketplace, especially with the gaps that we've got. We'll take a look at that in just a minute. Going down to the 4-hour, you can see that we've got a beautiful trend going on the 4-hour, great slope and separation. Price is paralleling the 9 quite nicely. had a little bit of a technical gap. We came back, likely to close this gap by time rather than price through sideways action and a rotational day. But the trend is up on the 4-hour. On the 1-hour, we had strong trend up overnight. I noted that if we broke that 86, we'd likely rotate back down towards yesterday's RTH low. Didn't quite get there. Put a double bottom in at 82.50. So we've got to watch that double bottom right now. But right now we're getting our continuation of the trend. We've got a bit of a cup scenario. This is a valid cup. Let's just take a quick look at it. Take it from here wherever you want. I'm just going to draw it really quick. And Fibonacci retracement. So, whoops. So this validated right here. If we look at what the extension is, possible extension, if we break and hold this right rim and hold it, the extension is 2096 area, with the 100% being a test of the 2100 at 2099. So just keep an eye on that. But right now we're getting continuation pattern. There is a naked cross here. Start marking these down because these are going to be our targets on the way down. 2086.50. Going to the 30-minute. You can see this cup looks really a lot better on the 30-minute. Getting slope and separation. Trend is to the upside on the 30-minute. Same thing on the 15-minute. And 5-minute, we're seeing more of a consolidation pattern. We've got a bit of a possible head and shoulder pattern here. So we'll have to watch that. And of course, the neckline is going to be, down here. I would be using the 82.50 in that double bottom. So we'll have to see if this gets violated. If it gets above this right shoulder, it's likely to be violated. It's a little skewed in time, but that's not a big deal. But just have to keep an eye on it. So we are in more of a consolidation on the 5-minute, and we're struggling to get above the 9 and the 20 and hold. So we're no real trend on the 5-minute. All right, so let's take a look at the structure. We have our breakout day. We've broken out of this balance, the longer-term balance of the microcomposite that I'm watching from March 17th through till our breakout day 2 days ago. And we've got 3 gaps. We've got 1 gap. So this is our first gap. This is our continuation gap. This is generally an exhaustion gap. And this gap zone goes from 81 down to 77 with the naked cross down at the 75.50. We're back inside of the breakout profile, the microcomposite on the breakout. Our microcomposite VPOC up here is 85.75. That's why I'm watching that level. We get below it, looking for a move down to test that 82. We did that overnight. It came within 2 ticks of it, put a double bottom in, and rotated back up. That tells me that the buyers are still holding to this continuation, but we have to be respectful of the fact that this is usually an exhaustion gap, and we're not going to get, I thought we might get another gap. We still could. We're not that far off the high, but right now we're going to be opening up inside a range of the prior day. Levels above to watch, obviously the 93, 92, 50 high from the RTH. The key line in the sand above us is going to be this 96.75. The key line below us is going to be the 85.50 area. I'm going to shift it down because of the LVN, and I'll show you in a minute. But remember that in context, Okay, we're going back to this balance area back in the last quarter of 2015, where our value area high was 86.50. So even though we broke out of this balance, we're still trying to hold above the balance that we broke out of, which is the longer time frame balance and this upper Gaussian distribution from the last quarter. And that VPOC is microcomposite VPOC is down here at 63. Not going to be a factor for us today, but we have to be wary. So 82, 80 below us, 85.50 and 82 are going to be two crucial areas. If we get below the 82, I think we come down, and I'd be looking for a half gap fill somewhere in around the 78, 75, 79 area. Possibly even a move down into the 75 to come back to this price acceptance that we found just after the first breakout. Usually if they're searching for buyers, they're going to come back down to that level, and that'll close the gap and probably take out the naked close at the same time. Next big level below us is going to be the 72.50 area, which is the value area high of this microcomposite that we're watching. So let's take a look at our overnight session. Start putting our numbers in. We put in an overnight high of 91.50. So far, we still have 30 minutes to go. We're not that far away from it, so we could put it in. We have an overnight low of 82.50 all the way down here. Like I said, I'm moving our key line in the sand down to the 85.75. Now remember that 85.75 is also 85.50 is actually what I'm going to be using. Come on. But our 85.75 is the microcomposite VPOC of this this balance area that we're in, okay, right here. So I do anticipate likely coming down to test this if we cannot hold the value area low. We've got the midpoint and the value area low right there at the 86. Remember, 86.50 was the microcomposite VPOC that we broke out of from the last quarter. So this is pretty tight, but I will take this trade no matter how tight it is. So it's a 1 point. It'll be, by this time, it's probably going to be a continuation trade for me because I'll probably be short by then. Of course, we've got the naked close at 87 1/4 just above, and the VPOC at 87.75. So far overnight, our Globex VPOC, I don't think it's probably going to shift. It could shift if we come down into the 88 1/4, but I doubt it's going to shift if we don't go and trade that again. So 89.75. And really, that's all the information that I really need from here. So we can just move this over and get rid of that. Bring this down. Let's do our daily ATRs. Our daily ATR is running at 24.54 off of the bottom of 2082.50. Our upside 80. Wow, that can't be right. 2082.50 plus 24.54. Wow, it is right. 2107. That would give us a brand new high. 2107. That doesn't seem right. 2082.50 plus 24.54. 2107. Wow. Our ATR for the weekly It doesn't change. Our weekly upside ATR target is still at 2104. So we've got our daily is now above our weekly with 2 days to go on the week. And that's an interesting scenario when your daily ATR surpasses your weekly ATR. Our weekly ATR is running at 62.7375 off of the week low at 41 and a quarter. So we have range extension possible on the weekly. Currently 2091.50 minus the 24.54. Our daily downside ATR is 2067. 2067. Just above that 66.75. And then our downside ATR target changes because we got a new week high at 2092.50 minus the 62.7375. 2029. I don't think the weekly is going to come into play. Not this week. It's been too strong. I don't anticipate, even if we get a move back, I don't anticipate it to be that big. In fact, if we look at what critical mass is, our week open, so we've got 24.54 with 2 days to go, so times 2, so that gives us 49 points. And our weekly open, our month open, I'm sorry, our week open is 20.53.25 plus 49. So 2102 and a quarter. This is getting interesting. 2102 and a quarter. Oops. So our weekly critical mass is at 2102 and a quarter, and then our month open is 2060.75. Oh, I got to do this. We've got 3 days of trading. Is it 3 days of trading? We have trading on Tuesday? Yes, we do. 3 days of trading, so 24.54 times 3 is 73.62. So off of the month open at 2060.75 plus 73.62. Our monthly critical mass doesn't kick in until 2134, so I'm not worried about that yet. And that 2034, remember 2134, remember what that is. That's our unequalized all-time high. Okay, so we got our levels. We don't have all our levels, sorry. Okay, so 89, then we've got the 90.75, our overnight high at 91.50. We've got 92, and then below the 84, overnight low of 82. I'm going to be watching 82.50. I'm going to be watching the 82, and then a move down, and then you've got 80.75. And below 87.5, the half the gap. Let's take a look at the flex levels. Why is my gap not there? He probably hasn't updated it, but I know it's right about 78, 79. So 78, 75 was a key level before, so we're going to use that as the target. And then 77, which is that range high, and then below that 75. And so we've got all our levels. So here we are coming back up into the 90. We still could put a new overnight high. We're going to be opening, if we open up below the 90.75, we're going to be opening up inside a range, inside a value. I'm expecting a rotational day today. I'm not expecting a a trend. We did get another P-shaped profile, so we've got two P-shaped profiles, which is short covering, and generally you get a downside move, but we have to respect the fact that we've had this strong move and we're so close to the 2100s. If we can get into the 2090s again and hold the 2090s, my main target above is still going to be this 94, with the 96.75 being our key line in the sand above. Can't type today. And then above that, I move to the 98.75, and then of course the 2100, 2102.25, and then our weekly and daily. A lot of stuff up here. So if we do get into the 2100s, I'm expecting a move and a rule of 10 to kick in to take out all of these targets above, and absolutely take out the all-time high adjusted. So my main hypothesis for the day is an open auction in range, a move down to the 87.75, 86.75 area, maybe even down into the 85.50. Find responsive buying, rotate us up through, take out the overnight high, take out the 92.50, and come up into the 94, possibly even up into the 96.75. I think it's going to be a tighter range today, but we could get a late day probe up into the 2100s. If that hypothesis plays out. Secondary hypothesis is a open auction in range, in value, a push up into the overnight high, take out the overnight high, fail to break out of the prior day range at 92.50, or get a false breakout and fail somewhere between here and 96.75, and then rotate all the way back through and take out that 82.50 overnight low, putting in a neutral day and taking out that week low and come into the gap and target down in towards the 78.75, and then chop in around here in the close. So that's hypo 2. Hypo 3 is we open auction in range. They come up into the 92.50, chop around in here, get a continuation wave, push up through, break through that 96.75, chop around here, and probe into the 2100, get another move up in a trend day, and go take out that 2105. We do have the daily ATR range to do it. So we have to have one of our hypos as a trend day and a move up. And then the alternative is we chop around in range, come down, test the 82.50, fail, and push all the way down through 75 down, and close the gap down in the 72, 71, 75 area. So those are my four main hypotheses. Taking a look at the Keltner, we are currently above the Keltner center line at 88.50. The 24-hour VWAP is at 87.75. If we hold above it, a move up into the upper Keltner is going to take us up to the 95.25 and take out that Bank of Japan scene of the crime. And if we can't hold it, a move down to the lower Keltner is going to take us down to the 81.75 and take out that double bottom at 82.50 and test the low of yesterday's RTH range. Quick look at gold. Gold yesterday, I was looking for that bounce off of the 15 50, area 1560, and a rotation back up into the 1235.30, the composite VPOC. No, they got down to the 1770s, put in that double bottom and then put in the W and moved up into the 1235. It was a missed opportunity, but what do you got to, what can you do? I did take the short overnight. This FUBAR Mr. Sneaky. It was a nice setup. This one right here, and it was at the perfect time. Remember that at the 2100 time frame thereabouts, you're looking for a reversal of the move from the open or from the close of the prior day. And this, when you see, especially when it shows up at this time, because this is Ducky's favorite time to trade a reversal on gold. And we had a beautiful FUBAR Mr. Sneaky. Took a little bit while to actually play out for me, but when it did, it came down, and I got a bit of it. I didn't get all of it. So anyway, that's what's going on. Just be careful today. We do have news. We've got pending home sales at 10 o'clock, and then we've got natural gas at 10:30. Everybody's worried about the Fed, and they just love to talk about it right now. And we've got Powell speaking at 12. So depending on what he says, be careful in around the 10, the 10:30, and the 12 time frame. That's going to complete our pre-market session. As always, trade well, trade safe, and we will catch you on the flip side.